On Sports Today, the coaches back-to-back for Parkland Mazda and the all-new Mazda 6.
On 882 6PR.
Straight to the Fremantle Dockers. Ross Lyon joins us. Go, Roscoe.
Good day, Brad.
Nice to get the points.
Yeah, really pleasing.
And, of course, but I think it was a solid workmanlike. And I think after half-time you would have even been more pleased because I think kicking around about 100 points on the road is a good get.
It is. Look, we're really efficient. We went at 1 and 3 entries a goal. So, look, it was more about the way we started and the way we went about it from start to finish. Really good intensity, played with real purpose and aggression, and it stood us in good stead. So you're right. It's a 5.5-hour plane trip, almost both ways. So, and we sat around waiting around 7:40. So, and then when you get there, it's been sunny all day, and it's like it's rain because it's that dewy. So challenging, but the players accepted the challenge and had a really strong response. And Gold Coast had really set themselves for us and had made noises about resting players for us, like Bernal and Lonigan and so forth. So, which is okay, but we just sort of took the challenge on and got the points, which was good.
Ross, you must be really satisfied now, and look, you've been able to introduce some new players to your system and they haven't looked out of place in your team. You must be really satisfied that you're now starting to develop that depth and that they are sticking to what you're teaching them.
Yeah, you make a really good point in that we're not the perfect list. Didn't inherit the perfect list, but it was a list that was in a position to grow and some talented youth. So Crozier and Sutcliffe are an important part of that, and Hanneth has come through pretty quickly. So, and John Griffin as well has been in the system a while, but Michael Wilders and Clancy Pearce. So there's been some good turnaround stories, and now the youth is starting to come through. So that's a credit to our development academy and all the coaches in that. So, and you're right, the way we want to play. So we ask them to work really hard without the ball and compete, and then let their talent kick in, which Crozier did. 17 and 2 goals, good effort. So we need to keep doing that. We've got a few more to come. Tommy Sheridan and Viv Mitchie's had 35 again in the waffle. So we're really expectant that we can keep bringing them through as well.
Walters, Griffin and Crowley I thought were outstanding, and particularly Crowley in regards to his job with Ablett. I mean, even though Ablett had 28, he was always under pressure.
Yeah, you're spot on. And it used to be, the way to handle Judd. Like, he's going to get it, but you don't want him goal side out running and bouncing. And that's the same as Gary. So Gary had 21 contested possessions, which out of his 28. So every time he got it, Ryan was there or a teammate was there. And you're exactly right. He was always under pressure. And if you don't put that pressure on him, history tells you he's going to slice you. So I thought it was a good team effort, and Ryan's mental toughness was really good. But he'll get another big challenge this week. He's at Swan, Pendlebury. To just name a couple.
Will Hill be available?
We're really expectant. He progressed really well today, aiming to get him up, but he's got a few more hurdles to jump through. But it was on the minor end, and he's a really good chance. If you're a betting man, which most of us are, you'd have a roll of the dice.
Look, you'd be really comfortable if you play with the type of attitude that the team has been playing with, that you could certainly match strides with Collingwood. I mean, you only have to look a fortnight ago what Essendon were able to do to them, and that great game that you had with Essendon. If you could, repeat that intensity and for that long, then you're going to be a really good match for the Pies.
Well, if you could bottle it and know you're going to get it every week, yes, certainly. But we know the challenge is when that's balls bounce, you've got to bring it to life again. So we've been slightly inconsistent, but we had a great week on the track last week, and the leaders really took hold of the group and drove the group. And so we aim for them to do it again. But look, real respect for Collingwood. They've got a number of injuries as well, and they're 4-2, and they'll be keen to win. So, look, it's going to be the big stage again, and all our Dockers fans and members get there and, get the purple making a lot of noise should give us a bit of an advantage. So we're looking forward to it.
Collingwood almost on the record as non-taggers. They love to go head-to-head, midfielders, etc. Does that suit you? Do you like that?
Well, they didn't last week. McCaffrey went to Dalsano, so that might be changing. Historically under Mick, they didn't tag. They had to go with, which is more Wellingham used to go with and work off. Like he used to go to Dalsano a bit and work off, but last week they had the strong tag, McCaffrey, so we'll be interested to see what they do, particularly if Stephen comes back.
Now, I was looking at Dale Thomas on the weekend. I thought, you've got to man him up, don't you? I mean, someone should have gone to him because he was just running amok across half-back.
Yeah, look, I just watched in the hotel room. It's hard from broadcast. I know he got a lot of ball. Fortunately, when we reviewed the games, we got behind the goal's vision as well. So, going to have a look at the setup. But look, I thought, on the surface, the opposition against Collingwood were quite strong and hung in there. But I thought Pendlebury really got to work, and Swan got to work, and Cloak, Heath and Thomas. You're right, we're dominant. So, I mean, they're elite, all Australian. So we're going to have to try and handle them somehow.
Obviously, you need to straighten yourself up. Silvani was competitive, I thought, but you looked a lot better when you had a taller option even than him, because he did most of his best work up the ground, probably outside 50 at times. So how far Pav and anybody else, Zach Clark, etc., anybody else that might be able to straighten you up in terms of kicking the ball long, deep into the forward 50? Yeah,
I thought John Griffin and Hannah did that, and Alex played his role. We asked him to compete and bring it to ground. I thought his intensity and aggression was first class. Zach Clark will definitely play this week. He's had another good training session. Pav, he's probably looking, it was that 4 to 6 week mark, so that brings him to around round 10, but he is progressing well, and Aaron is as well, is my understanding. So look, they're still a while off, but we're pretty happy to sort of, Hanneth and Griffin, Clark, Tanner Smith, those types. All Ballantyne and Walters and that need is a contest. If you bring it to ground, they'll do the rest. So those big boys just compete, and the little blokes will get to work at ground level.
So, Ross, when you say Zach Clark will he play for Fremantle, or will he play in the Waffle?
No, he'll definitely return and play for Peel.
Right, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought you were going to say Fremantle.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm very transparent, that.
Yeah, no, I trust you. I
thought your little guys work really hard in Ballantyne and Walters, etc., getting down the ground and presenting the half-back line at times. But you must have cringed in the box when Hayden decided to send that ball from half-back flank.
Yeah, I picked up the hot phone and had a bit of a chat. And look, Hayden's effort's superb. He was a lot of goals against Richmond, not so much on Saturday night. But, he tries to do everything we ask, but sometimes he just overplayed it a little bit. So, look, he'll bounce back from that. He's one of our real team drivers. But you're right, because it was right after half-time, and, they didn't look like scoring at that point. We just gifted them one. So, yeah, we weren't thrilled at that point, but he made up for it with all his pressure.
No, good stuff. All right.
Now, before
you weren't next to me in the box hearing me, Rich.
Oh, you were a few boxes down, but I could still hear you.
Ross, I know, obviously, this week, motor neurone disease week, something very dear to your heart. Sadly, you lost your mum to this debilitating disease, and it's obviously something that we need to learn and know a lot more about.
Yeah, look, for me, it was part of my past, so obviously it involved my mother, and but my support's from Motor Neuron Association Western Australia, and for those families currently experiencing motor neuron disease in their life with one of their loved ones. So what the association does is offer assistance and support to those that are involved, the families and the person suffering from it. So look, I've been asked to be an ambassador. I'm happy to support that. I don't wear it on my sleeve. It's something it's quite private and personal, but I'm really happy to be an ambassador, and because there's so many things, illnesses out there that everyone's trying to get support for, and it's really, the cornflower is representative. Its colour never fades, and it's a very resilient flower, and you need a lot of resilience to try and fight that disease. So I'm just offering some support, and anyone that can, find some time or some money to donate to Motor Neuron Association would be fantastic, because the people experience it now really need some support, and it goes a long way. Good stuff, Ross. Good luck with it, and good luck with the Dockers versus the Pies on the weekend. Cheers, Brad. Thanks, Carl. See you. Ross Lyon from the Fremantle Dockers for Parkland Mazda. Justin Longmuir next here on Sports Today.